Worst case, it's going to be extremely interesting to have the U.S. Soccer Federation and the women's team on the same stage, since there is currently a lawsuit, one against the other, although they are scheduled to head into mediation. That was something they both agreed on in the last few weeks, but wanted to wait until after the World Cup Championship. So we will, of course, see what they have to say, where that all goes. But, of course, you'll be hearing a lot about it, that's for sure, because now this is, this is Team USA. They've always said the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. I don't know, Mary. I think the argument may be shifting towards this U.S. women's
Greatest
soccer team
in the world.
They've got, and they've got the track record to back it up. And we talk about the head coach, Jill Ellis, did a great job of kind of mixing some veteran experience with some rookies. So you've got those players that are on this stage, or going to be on this stage, that have been on these floats, that are saying, hey, this is my first one. I can't wait till 2023 when we win this again and have another ticker tape rate. But you've also got some veterans like Carly Lloyd and Alex Morgan, I guess you could say, and Megan Rapinoe, who are saying that, who knows, maybe there won't be another tournament 4 years from now, especially Carly Lloyd, who has really kind of carried the torch for U.S. women's soccer for so many years. This is her 4th World Cup. She's 36. She's the oldest member of the team. She was the hero and centerpiece of the 2015 team, took on a little bit of a different role here in 2019. Still scored a couple of goals versus Chile in that 3-0 win. But, again, her role changed and shifted. And as the face of women's soccer for so long, maybe, maybe this is her swan song. Maybe she's going to be on that stage saying, this might be my last ticker tape parade. So there's a lot of different feelings.
Being out there, being on the stage, this band is incredible.
Yeah,
they are full of energy. They are putting it all out there for us. We were going to take a listen in for a moment to give them a chance so that we could hear it all and what it's like to be out there. 1,900 folks are going to be seated there as the girls are given the key to the city. So let's listen in for a moment. The multi-generational band out there, the musician today is certainly for the ladies, and love that banner above them. One nation, one team, as we are celebrating these champions. So what is it like to be in the parade? The official Twitter account for the U.S. women's soccer team tweeting pictures during the parade. Yeah, saying Lindsey Horan, Emily Sonnet, Kelly O'Hara, Rose Lavelle are living the best life. You talk about a breakout star, too. Rose Lavelle from Cincinnati, Ohio, the breakout star of this tournament, had goal number 2 in the finals. Just a 24-year-old superstar, someone you're going to be watching for years to come on the World Cup circuit. And this one taken just before the parade started, showing the team ready for ya, America. Love this one. This is so cool, huh? Can you imagine what it must be like to be on this float? This is just great. Justin McDonald posting a picture of her on float number 3. Just a great, great time. And as I was saying before, every great party needs a great band. As you can hear in the background and see on your screen, we got a great band playing right now. But these are just some great pictures that we've been getting from along the parade route. Santo tweeting this shot of the champions, saying perks of having an office right at the start of the financial district. Get to run down, see the parade, go back upstairs to work. Congratulations, ladies, on your amazing achievement. Yeah, take a little work break and get to see this. Wow. And this view from above, tweeted from Shanna, showing the floats and the crowds on the streets from her office. Wow, what a view. And Donna also getting a great view from her office, saluting the champions from 3 World Trade. Keep sending us your parade pictures. Use that hashtag saluting the champions. That is what we are doing all morning long. Since Sunday, we've been saluting this championship team. A tremendous accomplishment. The United States' 4th World Cup, 2nd back-to-back in 2015 and 2019. Germany, the only other country to do that, to go back-to-back. But this is one of 4. There's only been 8 World Cups. The United States has captured 4 of them. So, as we've mentioned, this is a dominant team that just continues to play with all of the distractions, all of the pressure. They hit the pitch and they just keep scoring. And experts saying this is one of the greatest teams of all time. Yeah, it's a great, I mean, you look at the stars and how good do you have to be to make this team? You look at the resumes of these players on this team, and all of them have been MVPs multiple times at some level at the national and also at the international stage. We talk about
Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, Carly Lloyd, returning player. The 2015 World Cup team. You mentioned earlier a little bit about Carly Lloyd. Trish, I want to bring you in. What do you think about her role change? Could this possibly be her swan song?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to plan 4 weeks in advance, let alone 4 years. But obviously, we saw Carly in the last World Cup, and we know what she did for our country. And she, we saw her score a goal from midfield. We saw her score a hat trick in the final, fastest hat trick in World Cup history. And yeah, her role definitely changed. And do I think she was happy with that? No, but I know she was happy for the team to win. But I know that the U.S. had such a deep bench, and I know that every player on that team wanted to give more. And that competitiveness is what got them to where they are now. There are just as much of a part of the success. There's girls who were on the qualification that didn't make the final roster. Like McCall and Brony, who are fantastic players and really could have helped. But unfortunately, you can only take a certain amount of players. But those players and those players who didn't play in games, they made the training environment competitive. They pushed everybody every day. So, you have a second string goalkeeper, third string goalkeeper. All of those girls are just as important as the Megan Rapinos and the Alex Morgans.
What would you say about the strategy of this team that makes them a standout versus the other countries that were competing?
I think we saw that they were able to rest some of their top players, because we can go to the bench and you cannot start Megan Rapinoe, but you can start Kristen Press and you don't skip a beat. And now Pino gets a little bit of rest and we're still right in it. We're still competitive. I think that's something that maybe a lot of the countries don't have, is like our bench is so deep. You look on the bench and there's Lindsey Horan and she's one of the best players in the world. So for us, that's, we were able to definitely rest some players throughout the tournament and give everybody a chance to play.
What is the dynamics on a team like this when you talk about having such a deep bench? They're working just as hard and they're not necessarily always on the field.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be one of those players, and I think when I was at Sky Blue, that was kind of my role as a reserve player, but you're just grateful to be there. I was like, wow, this is, my goal is to be a professional soccer player, and I had 8 knee surgeries and I'm here. And you want to just push and be the best teammate that you can be. But with this team, like I said, you saw how strong the bond was, and didn't matter what your role on the team, you played just as an important part.
And everyone's having a good time out there celebrating all the work, that these ladies put into this. As an athlete, how tough are the girls on this team?
Oh man, they are tough. Yeah, I mean, you can see them. They're strong girls, they're fast girls, they're fit girls, and they're mentally resilient. That's the biggest thing that I tried to preach to the girls that I coach, is watch their confidence. They lose the ball, but they bounce right back. They don't put their head down for a second. They're just mentally strong too, and that's just as important as being physically strong, especially at this high level.
And as you watch them coming up Broadway, I saw you leaning in. You recognize these faces. What do you think it's like for them? Can you put it into words?
I imagine it's so surreal. I mean, these girls, they probably ran around in their backyard at 4 or 5 years old and just imagined winning the World Cup, and they just got to do that, and realizing all their hard work and their sacrifices, and just seeing all these people here cheering for them, and their accomplishments. Like, that is really, this is New York City, and like all these people, someone drove 10 hours from Ohio, I think they said. So, and what's really cool for me is seeing young boys be interested too. Like, that little boy was like, they're my favorite people in the world. Like, it's really awesome that they're not just inspiring girls, but they're inspiring boys as well.
In this area, we were chatting earlier about the amount of players coming from the Northeast that are really making a mark in this field. So not only do we have Tobin Heath, we've got Carly Lloyd, Crystal Dunn, Allie Long, but you were saying that you were seeing so many superstars rising up from our area. Yeah,
I think, the Northeast and New Jersey in particular, we just have a different mentality. People say Jersey tough, Jersey strong, and it's so true. It's probably something that you don't understand unless you're from here, but we just have a blue collar work ethic. We're down for the nitty, the gritty. We have such a sense of pride in everything that we do, and just like, don't mess with us type of mentality or attitude,
And you see it in every single one of those players. We are waiting for the team to come to get the keys to this city. Until then, we are going to take a quick break, but stay with us. You're watching coverage of Saluting the Champions.